presentation.
Yep, sure. What was the inspiration for this, by the way, if I may know that?
Yeah, the inspiration for this project was just we started off this project basically thinking of like things we do in our day-to-day life, like go to the gym and do that. And one of my partners, and I, we go to the gym almost daily. So we were trying to figure out a way to help us plan our meals better to go along with the going to the gym, because you need to plan your meals properly if you actually want to gain some muscle. So that's what was the inspiration for this.
Okay, understood. Let's continue with the PPT then.
Yeah. The project's name is called Fresh Fetch. It's by me, Rupin, and Shrita. So for brainstorming, we came up with three possible ideas. So we were like three possible problems that were prominent or resonated with us. We came up to the rising suicide rates among students in schools, the lack of internet and computer knowledge among the elderly, and the problem of gym goers not knowing how to plan their meals. And we ended up deciding to choose the third one.
Okay.
And due to time constraints, we aligned to develop a diet app planner. Since it was an app that helps people plan their meals, so we decided to name it Fresh Fetch.
Okay. That sounds cool, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. After brainstorming, the problem and the solution that we're going to develop, we had to figure out how to implement it. So we had to figure out what tools we were going to use and what our solution was going to be. So we decided to solve it by utilizing the Google Generative AI Dictionary in Google Colab, and use it to generate a meal plan based on the requirements and restrictions, which we gathered from their inputs. We'll ask for their input using web-based app, and we'll submit the prompt to the generative AI.
Understood.
So this is like the process in an overview. So basically, we split it up four different smaller modules. We have module 1.1, module 1.2, module 2.1, and module 2.2. Module 1.1 and 1.2 came together to make module 1, and module 2.2 and module 2.1 came together to make module 2. In module 1, we focused mostly on the purpose and gathering their inputs and how to figure out how to organize everything in a proper manner. We selected inputs such as if they were planning meals for a large event, if they were eating for enjoyment or eating for their health. We also gathered their budget, their maximum calories that they want in like a specific thing, in like a specific meal. We gathered amount of entrees and how many appetizers, and we generated a prompt that would use all those inputs we gathered from the user, and we would ask the generative AI to put it there and to generate a meal plan.
Understood.
In module 2, we focused more on making sure that everything was organized and neat. So in module 2, I worked on making sure that the prompt wasn't so clustered, and we had to make sure we organized it in a proper way so that the user, whenever we do generate a prompt, make sure it looks good. And in module 2.2, we made sure the colors were better. We made sure it looked visually pleasing for the user.
That is an important part, yes.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
This is the process at a deeper look. So the process that we utilized was the development. As I already mentioned, we split it into 2 modules, and each module has its own purpose, like to plan for events, to plan for selected meals for a selected purpose, and to plan a daily meal.
Okay.
So the development process, each of us worked on the modules that we were assigned, and and then integrating the code together that we all developed on separately. So we all worked on our own separate code, and then it came together in the end and made like a larger thing. After brainstorming, we started doing design, and then we used the code, developed the code using Python. We started working on the backend code first, like making sure we gather their inputs and stuff before moving on to PyCharm, which we put the code in and imported the Streamlit dictionary.
Understood.
Using Python and the Google Gemini LLM, we were able to create an app on Streamlit, which we integrated the code with GitHub source control and enabled integration with Streamlit for deployment.
Hmm. Understood.
So some tools we used throughout our process were Google Colab, where we first started doing everything when we were right after brainstorming was done. We got on Colab and we all separately came up with multiple different ideas, and then we moved on with that.
Okay.
And then some IDEs that we used are PyCharm and VS Code. PyCharm, I prefer to use PyCharm because it was just more accessible to me on my computer. And that's
Mhm.
where we imported the dictionaries and took it to Streamlit. And some programming languages we use, it's Python, and we use the Google Generative AI Dictionary and the Streamlit Dictionary to make the app look good and to make sure it did its purpose.
Understood.
So some future enhancements we could do. There are a multitude of ways we could like take the app into the future by making it more personalized and making it more connected to the user. We could include like dynamic pricing by showing the pricing that was like more like pricing of local foods at
Mm.
local markets. We could include if they're increasing, they're decreasing, they're static. So we could show the dynamic prices of the ingredients to show if they want to get a specific ingredient or a different ingredient. Another
Under
way we could use it is to connect with local markets to achieve like the freshest ingredients to see we could connect it to the local markets to see when the newest like ingredients are arriving or like fresh vegetables to make sure our users get like the freshest of items. And we can
Mhm.
also give them more matrices to specify their meal even further and make sure it's really just suited for them and only them. Yeah.
Okay. It's nice to consider the active increasing and decreasing of prices, by the way. I like that.
Mhm.
Overall, a nice presentation, really structured, well organized, and you presented it well as well. Okay. We'll continue with the demonstration of the project. You have
Okay.
that?
Yeah, I have it. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. Continue.
Okay. So this is our app. It's called Fresh Fetch, and it says "Welcome to Fresh Fetch," and you can choose three different types of ways. So the first one is an individual wellness trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So this basically helps you choose a meal specified to yourself and your purpose. So you so this one helps us see like this one's specified to like your purpose. As I mentioned, each of us like branched into different things and we all did our own separate project. This one identifies with their purpose and make sure it's like specific to them. But this is like if they want to help fitness or weight management. So in this case, I'll select fitness.
Mm-hmm.
And this can this can specify what date you want to buy. So we incorporated this. So let's see.
All right. This surely would be helpful for me.
uh, and here we can it tells us what category we fall under, and then now I click generate plan, generate my plan. Now it's generated.
All right.
It's just loading.
It's fine.
Yeah, my computer's facing problems. One
Meanwhile,
second. Yeah. Oh, there it
sure,
is.
sure. Yep.
Here it chooses your customized plan. and it uses all the criteria that we gave it to provide a successful breakfast, and then choose like each day what to eat, so you can have a good meal or achieve the purpose that you mentioned.
Understood.
Yeah, and now uh, we can go into the next step. This is for planning for events or planning for large gatherings.
Mm-hmm.
We provided a progress bar to see how much of the process they are.
Yeah,
So
that is an interesting feature as well. It's nice to have some an UI that sort of interacts with you.
I'm just gonna put none just to make the
Yeah,
process go
sure, sure,
faster.
sure. We'll just get an overview of the whole thing. Yes. Is it no blender? Okay, all right.
Yeah, no blender. Sorry, I mixed up.
No, it's fine, fine. It's nice to consider the minute details as well, by the way.
Mm-hmm. I can leave this one blank. Okay. And now I finally finished with the entire process. Now I can click generate meal plan.
Your screen's frozen. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
I think my computer is lagging.
Okay,
Can you
no
give me
issues, man.
like 5 seconds to go get a charger?
Yeah, sure. Get a charger. It's fine.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hello.
Yeah, you are audible.
I'm gonna go get a charger.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I think my hello. Hello,
Yeah,
am I
I,
audible?
yeah, you are audible. Yes.
Okay. Sorry, it's a really old computer. That's why.
No issues,
Here
man.
it generated all the meals based on how much inputs we gave it. Since most of ours just want none, this is not really that specific. But if we actually gave them more specific requirements, this
Mm-hmm.
should be much more specific and personal to each other, personal
Okay.
to the user.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. Some of the words are highlighted. Can you explain why that is there?
I think it's just showing like this is for time. It
Okay.
highlighted. We asked it to highlight the time, and I
Okay.
think the other like for and I think that's just a formatting issue. We didn't have that much time to finish.
Okay.
We
No
couldn't.
issues. We can develop on that later. Yes.
Yeah. And this is a selective meal planner. So this is like even more. This is like a combined version of both that the first two. So this has all of it at once. And this you can specify what meal you want, or you can just say all day. So I'm
Oh.
gonna specify for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one you can specify the amount of calories, which you couldn't do on the other two.
Okay.
So I'm gonna specify 1300. And this next section, uh, it goes more in depth. So
Mm-hmm.
this asks how many appetizers, like if you want, let's say you want no appetizers and you only want entrees, you can say 2 entrees, 0 appetizers. And then you can say, what's your meal budget? And then I'm just gonna say $400. Now,
$400 for the whole duration of the course?
so since we specified up here for breakfast and we specified we were vegetarian, that we had no blender, it
Mm-hmm.
will generate meal that's like breakfast related, but
Mm-hmm.
also we'll have like two different like main dishes that comes to a total of $400 and 1,300 calories.
Okay, understood. No, I wanted to ask $400 for what is the duration that this is calculating? The date that you set as your end date or the goal, like the date that you want your goal to be achieved, does it consider as a whole duration or is it for like a week or what is it?
Yeah, it considers like usually it automatically defaults to like considering like 1 week, but you can specify that, I think. Yeah.
Okay, understood, understood. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah. And now since we put everything, we're gonna uh, I think there's a plan. There's
It's
a
fine.
error.
Take a
Yeah.
minute, can resolve it.
Yeah. I think when we were combining the code, I think there was an error. But other than that, it would run.
No issues. The other two work well. So yeah, given some
Yeah,
time, all right.
it would work.
It was nice going through the whole project. The UI is really nice. It's simple. It's the colors are bright, nice. And other than that,